Most traders think they need more information to win, more indicators, more news, more opinions. But in reality, what they need is a system. A structured, repeatable method that removes guesswork and builds consistency. That's exactly what Mark Minervini delivers in Trade Like a Stock Market Wizard. He didn't just write a theory book. He shared the exact approach he used to win the US Investing Championship and compound returns at over 200% per year. Today, we're diving into 10 of the most powerful lessons from this modern trading classic. Lessons that could elevate the way you trade forever. Lesson 1. SEPA, Specific Entry Point Analysis. At the core of Minervini's strategy is EPA, Specific Entry Point Analysis. It's not enough to find a good stock. You need to know exactly where and when to buy it. SEPA combines fundamentals, technicals, risk control, and precise timing to find low-risk, high-reward entry points. Instead of chasing breakouts or bottom fishing, SEPA focuses on explosive stocks setting up for high-probability moves, usually from tight consolidation zones, often near key support with rising volume. It's about planning your entry, not reacting to price. Lesson 2. Buy at the right time near the pivot point. One of Minervini's most important concepts is buying near the pivot point. That's the moment when a stock breaks out of a tight base, often with volume confirmation, into a new uptrend. It's the point where supply dries up and demand rushes in. Most traders buy too early in a base or too late after the move is extended. But buying near the pivot allows you to place tight stops, catch explosive moves early, and maximize your reward-to-risk ratio. The pivot point is where risk is lowest and potential is highest. Lesson 3. Superperformance stocks are the goal. Minervini doesn't waste time on mediocre setups. He targets superperformance stocks, those with explosive earnings growth, increasing institutional sponsorship, and strong technical patterns. These are the names that move 100%, 200%, or even 500% in a bull market. Think of stocks like Nvidia, Tesla, or Celsius in their early uptrends. What do they have in common? Surging EPS, sales growth, industry leadership, and tight chart structure. To achieve super performance in your portfolio, you must own super performance stocks. It's not about owning many names. It's about owning the right ones. Lesson 4. Risk first, always. Before thinking about gains, think about losses. Minervini is obsessed with risk control, and for good reason. He places a hard stop on every trade, usually around 5 to 8% below entry, and never averages down. His rule: never let a single loss exceed more than a small portion of your capital. That way, even if you're wrong several times, you live to catch the one trade that can change everything. In fact, he argues that risk control is the real edge, not stock picking. Great traders protect capital first, then focus on profit second. Lesson 5. The entry determines the exit. Minervini teaches that your exit strategy starts with your entry. If you enter a trade late or at a random level, you'll have no clear stop loss or profit target. But when you enter near the pivot, with structure and volume confirming your setup, your stop becomes obvious, just below support. This tight entry lets you risk little and gain a lot. On the flip side, if the trade works, you let it ride, using the chart to guide your hold time. Good entries create natural exits, and bad entries lead to panic. Lesson 6. Patience before, speed after. Mark says it best: be patient before the trade and aggressive after it confirms. Most traders flip this. They're impatient getting in, chasing moves, and hesitant when the trade actually works. But Minervini waits for the perfect setup. He stalks stocks like a sniper. When everything aligns, volume, structure, pivot, risk level, he strikes fast and sizes up. The key is preparation. Patience isn't about doing nothing. It's about knowing exactly what to wait for. Once that moment comes, confidence replaces hesitation. Lesson 7. Don't confuse cheap with value. One of Minervini's strongest warnings is against buying cheap stocks just because they've fallen a lot. A $3 stock can still drop 100%. He teaches that strength is a better indicator of future gains than weakness. The best trades are often those breaking out to new highs, not collapsing to new lows. Price momentum matters. Minervini only buys when a stock proves itself. In his words, buying high and selling higher is a better strategy than trying to pick bottoms. Let the market show you what's working, then join in. Lesson 8: Trade less, focus more. You don't need to trade every day to win big. Minervini believes that overtrading is one of the biggest killers of performance. He often holds just a few names at a time, but they're high-quality, high-conviction setups. He waits for the fat pitch. If there's nothing to trade, he sits in cash. That's not weakness. That's professionalism. Trading is a business. And in any business, focus and selectivity are how you scale. Don't try to own the whole market. Own the best slice of it, at the best time. Lesson 9: Master your mindset. Minervini emphasizes that mental discipline is everything. You can have the perfect setup, but if your emotions override your system, you'll sabotage yourself. Fear makes you sell too soon. Hope makes you hold too long. Greed makes you ignore your stop. That's why he journals, tracks his trades, and follows his rules with military precision. Trading is not just a numbers game, it's a self-control game. The best traders don't just master the market, they master themselves. If you don't have a plan, your emotions will make one for you. Lesson 10: Treat trading like a business. To Mark, trading is not a hobby, it's not a side hustle. It's a business with structure, review, analysis, and systems. He tracks his win-loss rate, risk, reward, drawdowns, and edge over time. He studies his best and worst trades, identifying patterns to improve. He runs his trading like a performance sport, with feedback loops, accountability, and constant refinement. If you want consistent results, you need consistent processes. Random actions lead to random outcomes, but professional habits lead to professional-level success. These 10 lessons are more than just tactics. They form a complete philosophy, a blueprint. Minervini didn't invent trading, but he mastered the parts that matter: timing, risk, discipline, and psychology. His system doesn't rely on predictions. It doesn't depend on market opinions. It gives you a plan and the confidence to stick to it. That's why his method is so powerful. Because it simplifies trading down to what works and removes everything that doesn't. At its heart, Trade Like a Stock Market Wizard is a book about becoming the kind of trader who wins long-term, not by luck, not by gambling, but by showing up each day with a system, a process, and a mindset of excellence. You don't need to catch every move. You don't need to trade every day. You just need to wait for the right moment and have the courage to act. If you apply even a few of these lessons, your trading will improve. And if you commit to all 10, it might just transform the way you approach the market for the rest of your life. If you found this breakdown valuable, be sure to subscribe to RichXtrading, where timeless trading wisdom meets modern market mastery. Let me know in the comments, which of these 10 Minervini lessons hit hardest for you? Which one do you need to implement next? Thanks for watching. Stay disciplined, trade smart, and I'll see you in the next video.